Dubster Elementary School and their director, Holly Albertson. That is so appropriate, having children singing to our angel children. Makes me cry. I'm Jenny Renaud, and Charlie Helen and I are the ones that kind of were behind the Angel of Hope here. This night is kind of, we're going to have to do ad lib because we planned to have it outside. The weather changed on us about 3 times and we decided we couldn't risk the sound equipment. So we're going to get real cozy in here, and then we will go outside and you can lay flowers and take pictures, and we'll do the balloon release outside. So anyway, thank you guys all for coming. I see so many faces that I don't even know, but I just know that this project is really something that's being welcomed by Salem, and something that is going to be appreciated by a lot of people. I want to tell you a little bit about the angel. The angel first originated in a little book called The Christmas Box, and we handed out the book tonight. There's plenty of copies. If you didn't get a copy, there's copies up here, so I want you to be sure to get one. It's a story that was written by a workaholic father to his 2 daughters as a Christmas gift to express his love to them. He really never intended for the book to be published, but his family read the Kinko copies and they all said, "You've got to find a publisher." And he tried very hard to find a publisher, and he was turned down. He failed at all attempts to get it published. So he risked his life savings of $8,000 and he published it, and to his surprise it went to the New York bestseller list, and it was on that list for 5 years in a row. I remember buying that book the year that it came out. I was down at Borders, I was checking out, and there was a stack of books by the cash register. And it had a pretty little cover, and if you know me, anything that looks like pretty art, I buy it. And I took it home and I read it, and I immediately went back and I bought a whole bunch more, and I gave him that year for Christmas, and that was in 1993. It's a touching story of an elderly lady that had lost her only child, a little girl, many years before that. She coped with her loss by writing her child letters and placing them in a wooden box that had a carved nativity scene on the lid, thus the Christmas box. She also coped by visiting the angel her daughter at an angel in a cemetery and laying flowers there. And the story says she never was able to talk about the child, but she grieved until the day she died. It was exactly 10 years after reading the book that our family experienced the loss of a child. My oldest daughter was expecting Madeline, and we anticipated her birth with much excitement. But the day before her birth, we learned that she would be born still. I don't need to tell you guys how painful that was, because many of you are probably here tonight because you're very closely attached to this project. But I can tell you, in the days that followed her funeral, my daughter said 2 things to me that I could not forget. She said, "Nobody will remember her, and I want to make sure that her life mattered." There was just so little I could do to help her relieve that pain, just like you know if you've been there. There's just no pain that compares to the pain of a parent losing a child. But I did remember, once again, the words in the book, The Christmas Box, and I read it again. The book is mostly fictional, but the angel had actually existed and had been destroyed in a flood. After an outpouring of requests to visit the angel, Richard Paul Evans, the author of the book, decided to commission a new angel. Then readers asked if their city could buy an angel, and the angel that we have here at the carousel is an exact duplication of the original angel that can be found in Salt Lake City. And I know there's some people here tonight that have actually been to visit that angel. The angel that we have here tonight is the 102nd angel in cities throughout the United States. As I told the story of Madeline, I would hear other stories from parents and grandparents who had lost a child. It became my mission to do what I could to help grieving parents heal. I wanted to make sure that no child was forgotten whether they were a stillbirth, a miscarriage, a 1-year-old, a 10-year-old, or a 50-year-old. My dream now is that many who grieve will find comfort and healing at this angel. Projects of this sort don't just happen. It takes a lot of earth angels to make these things come about, and it did take a lot of earth angels here. So I want to say a few thank yous. First, I want to say thank you to Charlene Helton and to Larry Tokarski. Charlene is standing right over here. Let's all give her a hand. Charlene was very helpful reaching the right people in the beginning. She just is a dynamic woman. Most importantly, Larry Tokarski. Charlene and I met with Larry and we asked for his guidance because he has been very successful at a lot of efforts here in Salem, and a lot of people know who he is. But not only did Larry give us all the guidance that we needed, he and his family donated the angel. And without both of them, we probably would not be here tonight, seriously. Thank you too to Marie Bradford Lemons from the carousel right behind me. I remember when Charlene and I took her to lunch and we told her about the angel, she said, I want it, I want it. And we go, well, it's not that easy. You know, there's lots of hoops you have to jump through. And from the very, very first time we introduced her to it, Marie was on board with it, and then Charlene made the presentation to the carousel board, and Salem's angel found a perfect home here at the carousel. I just don't think it could be a better place. Thanks too to Mark Bechtel and the Park and Rec Board and the City Council for supporting the project. Without their endorsement, Salem wouldn't have an angel, and because they voted yes, many people are going to benefit from this. Thanks to Jude, the park superintendent. He was incredible with all his help and support. We loved working with him, and to Diana, who's the Riverfront Park caretaker. I know this angel is in good hands because she loves this park and she loves her job. There wasn't a person that we asked to help with the angel that turned us down. Everybody just jumped on and came about and really supported this project. It was my honor to have Greg Elmore, who's a very personal friend of myself and of Larry Tokarski, and he's a local architect, design the site. I believe what we have is a work of art that will be here for generations. I am just very proud of Greg and for the work that he did on that. Keith Owen from Owen Construction did the dig out, and he has a personal connection to this cause. When I asked him to do it, and he did the job, and he was working on a Saturday, he came up to me and he said, I was so honored you asked me to do this, so thank you, Keith. Rick Roberts from X-Rock is a big man with a big heart. The stones for the angel and the benches were personally selected from his quarry out by Staten. The wall stones came from Weyerhaeuser Avison Quarry. Dale Fast is a stonemason, and he hand-laid each stone. And he put such thought into the way he was putting those stones. You'll notice there's one stone out there that's kind of pointed, and he said, I did that because it's pointing towards heaven. Hertz Rental Equipment, thank you for the concrete, and John Mills for the concrete labor. The grasses were grown and planted by my friend Marty Schleif. Thank you, Marty, wherever you are. Thank you to Eduardo and Marcy Santayo. They donated some landscape material. To GS Machine and Salem Powder Coating for preparing the stand for the plaque. And a very, very, very special thank you to my husband. He was really good. He's always good, but he was really good on this. He didn't argue with me at all. He was an amazing friend and a committed supporter of this. He worked very hard. And to those who have donated generously to the fund, it does take a lot of Earth Angels, and you guys were generous beyond words. I am so pleased with everything. And mostly, I want to thank my daughter Tiffin for the biggest thank you of all, and that's from Madeline. Don't look at me. Madeline was the inspiration in the beginning and throughout the entire project. And this is not about her, but it is because of her that we are reaching out to many more people. her life still matters today, and she is not forgotten. And this could not be a more appropriate day to dedicate the angel, because today would have been Madeline's 8th birthday.